Hello, 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 and welcome to Beauty Pioneers. How is everybody doing today? I am your coach consultant, Coach Lee Hill, and today we are talking about listen, your hair, your scalp, and your body is all one. All right. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Now, I know Dawn told me that she was kind of out and about with her husband. So hopefully, Dawn will be joining us soon. Second, I actually woke up really, really late. I be taking my Sunday naps, and I was like, "Oh my God, I am running late." I hope everyone has had a blessed and wonderful week. And as we start our new week with blessings and abundance, we got to have that kind of mindset. And hopefully that's what you guys are looking for. So we're going to get into it real quick. Hold on. No, y'all. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. So hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this now. I'm going to put a couple of videos up, and of course, I'm going to expound. Now, last week we had a great video that came about with the great, what is his name? Glenn Jackson, a true beauty pioneer. If you guys have not watched that video, please go and watch it. It was really, really gave a lot of nuggets, a lot of information that we as Black people did not understand or know. And it may make you look at what is it? It may make you look at the whole protest in a different light. All right. So I wanted you guys to check that out. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put this first video up, and it's important that you understand why I'm putting this video up first. Okay. Give me 1 sec. We just going to rock and roll until my friend Don make it on in. Here we go.
You're doing wigs, you're doing braids, you're doing lashes, you're doing makeup, and this is why cosmetologists are mad. Because you do not need a full cosmetology license for those non-chemical services, my love. You can get licensed directly from the Board of Cosmetology online from your phone in 1 day. If you want the same guide that I use to get a natural hair braiding license to cover those wig services, braids, quick weaves, silk presses, and blowouts, shampoo license so you can actually provide shampoo services for your clients. You need a makeup license to do those lashes and full beads, and a threading license. Comment the word beauty, and I'm gonna send that link directly to you so you can actually get to your money legally and become a licensed beauty pro.
Why you put that up there? I put that was my first video because one of the things you guys would know about me and Don is that we're very big on being transparent, educating you, enlightening you on the beauty world, the do's and the don'ts, what's trending, what's not trending, all these different things. And I wanted to post her because I want some of you who feel the same way she does, where she says, hey, you don't need a license, because you can do the silk press and you can do the braids and the weave and the lashes and all those things. But I wanted to put it out there to you because the other videos that I'm going to show you and I'm going to elaborate on, they're going to explain to you why you should never limit yourself in that manner. I think in 2026, a lot of things have changed, as hairstylists have said over and over again. We look at videos telling you how to get clients and telling clients what to tolerate, what not to tolerate. I think moving forward, my videos will be more geared towards the helping and the uplifting versus I still have to point out the issues we have, but I have to give you the solution behind it, right? And so with that being said, that young lady who is really pushing, she said that cosmetologists are mad. We're not mad. What happens is we like microwave things, just society in itself today. However, what we don't realize is that puts a cap on you and limitations on you, right? So now you go out and you get those license and everything, right? And so that's what we're in, right? The natural hair and lashes long. They're not doing what they used to do when it first came out. So now, if you really pay attention, when you look on social media, sorry, I had a hair in my eye. When you look on social media, when you look at these different things, if you really pay attention, you'll understand that the beauty world is shifting. Now it's more educational. Now it's more about scalp issues, hair loss issues. And the reason why that is shifting the way it is because we have people like that young lady who said, hey, you don't need to get a cosmetologist license, just get this. And you can silk press and you can braid up hair. But in the midst of you guys doing that, a lot of you who are not licensed and those of you who are licensed but don't get continuing education, what happens is that now we have a influx of women and men as well, but especially women, Black women, that are coming in that are experiencing hair loss, and none of you can give them the solution. The only thing you can teach them is how to cover it up. And that to me says a lot, right? So now we're talking about the wigs. Or you want your wigs, you want your weaves and all these different things. Yes. But what is the problem? Why do we have a problem with taking care of our entire body? If you notice, this is connected to your neck. Your head is connected to your neck. So why do you think that it's only important to take care of your body, you know what I mean, or your hair? Why do you think you separate the two? Because that's what they're pushing. They're pushing aesthetics. They're pushing, you can cover it up. You losing your hair, girl, they got something for that, right? They do have something for it. But in the meantime, why would you make your situation worse than what it is? And so what I'm finding, and this is something Don and I was talking about earlier this morning, was the fact that a lot of women are experiencing hair loss. A lot of women are going through different things, but it may not just be traction alopecia. And guess what that means? Those same people that are telling you just get your one-day license, your few-hour license, they cannot help you in that area. And that's where licensed cosmetologists, licensed trichologists, and dermatologists come in. And I'm telling you, y'all mark this, just save this video. I promise you, we are shifting over to where it is going to be about hair care. It's going to be a 360 body nourishment, because we are experiencing hair loss. We're experiencing rashes. We're experiencing, some of you had never had psoriasis until now. Some of you had never had any type of scalp disorder until now. Some of us are experiencing issues that we're not talking about. We're not going into, we prefer to go to those hairstylists because they don't require us to do anything. They don't require us. They don't care about your hair. So we prefer to go there because it is a silent killer within inside of you. You know what's going on with your body. So I wanted to bring that out because this video is going to be about some of the issues that you might be experiencing behind closed doors that you're not sharing. And you have to go and look and see what's going on with you. So I'm going to post the first video. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let's see what we're going to go with. Hold on. This is one of the reasons that
Let me say something that may shift your perspective.
Not her. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. Here's one of the things that's leading and we're dealing with as clients that you're dealing with, and you may not even know it, but hopefully this will help you out. Okay, give me a sec. All right.
What's the symptom or the consequence of your thyroid being malfunctioning?
Yeah, I would say you're always cold. So your hands are cold, you're always cold. You might have very, very heavy bleeding. So your menstrual cycle during your bleed week, so that first 3 to 7 days, let's say, when you're on your period, hair shedding. So hair starts to actually fall out. Hair is not necessary at all for survival. So when you don't have sufficient calories or sufficient balance of macros, your body is going to sacrifice the things that don't matter at all to your survival. And a lot of women will start to say, hair shedding comes out, the classic sign is the lateral third of the eyebrow. We start to see the lateral third of the eyebrow start to fall out as well.
What do you mean the lateral third?
The outside third of the eyebrow. So the tail for most people of their eyebrows starts to get really sparse and thin as well. So there's lots of common signs and symptoms, but we need carbohydrates, if not for the thyroid, but for our mood, our sleep, even performance at the gym. In the vein of transparency and honesty, I don't always get to eat before I train, but on the weekends when I do, and I have some bread and I have some omelets, or I have my breakfast and I go and train, fantastic performance enhancer. A lot of women are scared to consume more carbohydrates because they think it's going to make them fat. And this really comes down to this CIM, or carbohydrate insulin model of obesity, which has kind of largely been like disbanded. There's not a lot of evidence to support it anymore, but there's a lot of people online that will scare you and think, well, if you have carbs, your glucose levels might spike. And that, the way that it's often presented is that is the worst thing that ever could happen to you.
But there's such a thing as too many carbs.
Correct. Yes. I think that the problem is not that the carbs were the problem. It's the overconsumption of carbs, the overconsumption of fat, the overconsumption of total calories.
So it's defined by calories here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There should be a button just down below here. And if it says subscribe.
So the reason I wanted to point that out, I wanted her to point out about the thyroids. And the reason why I wanted that to be pointed out is because one of my videos didn't come on. I'm mad. That's the main one I wanted. But the reason why she was pointing that out, and she was talking about, and we don't talk about, is a lot of us are having our body, our hair and our skin, it's our body speaking to us. Okay. And so a lot of times I know myself, I'm so heavy on the traction alopecia. I'm so heavy on the bad practices that I forget that a lot of us are experiencing medical issues and we don't want to see the doctor. It's funny because a lot of us are married, or dating or whatnot, whatever the case may be. And we tend to say, oh, the men don't like to go to the child. He don't like to go to the doctor. But that's not necessarily true. What I have learned in my community, a lot of us don't like to go to the doctor. In the state that our economy is in now, a lot of us can't even go to the doctor. And I know that to be true because I've worked for the government and I've had people call and couldn't even get a tooth pulled because they were going through whatever financial issues that they were going through. So I definitely understand why we're not going. But what I want to point out to you, this may be some of the reasons why your hair is brittle. This may be some of the reasons why you see a lot of shedding. It may not necessarily be a chemical process. It may not be any of those things. It could be a hormone. Your hormones are out of whack, right? As women, we go through a lot of things, but this one, she was describing about thyroids. So I remember many years ago when my dad had passed away, my stepdad, I was really in a depression. I think I talked about this over and over again, but I went to like 180 pounds. And all my life, I had 2 children, and all my life, I was always the highest I ever got was 125, right? So I put on this weight, I got to 180 pounds. And I remember going to the doctor, and he said that my thyroids were full. I was like, huh? And he had me to go to a specialist. So I went to the specialist, and the specialist said that everything was normal. But by then, I had gotten a trainer, changed my eating habits. And especially for hairstylists, we eat the worst because of the fact that we eat the worst because we're constantly trying to get you in and out of the chair, that we will abandon our own health issues, right? So imagine me being a cosmetologist and working and eating on the whim, eating late at night, whatever the case may be. And then that weight sneaks up on you, right? And I really was depressed because my dad had passed away. My mom was on her way. She passed away 4 months later. So I really had a lot on my plate. I was running. I had my own salon. I was in charge of payroll, just a whole bunch of things. So stress alone brings on so much other medical issues that we have. And a lot of times the traction alopecia or the other issues, your hair loss, you may start seeing thinning in the crown area and things like that. That starts off based on your lifestyle. Okay, what is your lifestyle like? What are you doing and different things like that that brought you to this point? Or you just don't know. So I'm going to continue to post. I'm going to put up another video. I really wish I had this other video. I really wanted you guys to see that because she broke things down so well. And she was talking about the fact of how she was talking about the fact of breaking down where the areas on your head where it's breaking off, like the front part is you if you have fibroids, the crown area is dealing with heart disease. The sides, if you notice baldness there, that could be a sign of lupus. So this is what I'm saying. It's not just about the cosmetic of the hair. It's not just about the the wigs and all these different things. It's not about that. But what I'm realizing is a lot of us may have underlying issues that we're not even addressing. And so then we go into the salons and we're going to these unlicensed cosmetologists or licensed cosmetologists who don't have continuing education, who are not able to notice the signs and say, hey, you need to see a doctor, right? And so a lot of times we take that and say, oh, she told me I need to see a doctor. I don't want to go. And guess what happens? Whatever that situation is, it gets worse and worse. And it actually could be something that can be fixed immediately. But we have to be able to literally start getting to a place where we're talking about the glow up. We're talking about wanting to have this ideal family. We're talking about the goals that we have in life, entrepreneurship, all these different things. But we have to start within ourselves, right? You will not attract anything until you work on yourselves, right? So I wanted to stress that out a lot because of the fact that many of us are not just dealing with a cosmetic issue, and that's the purpose of this video. I told you guys I am in continuing education right now, and now I'm learning so much stuff that now I'm starting to understand, oh, that's why that's this way. Oh, that's why she had psoriasis. You know what I mean? And she never had it before. So I kept saying, how did she get psoriasis? She never had it before. And now I'm starting to understand that it's not just because somebody put a bunch of alcohol in your hair. You see videos where I say alcohol is the devil. It still is the devil, but that may not be the reason. And so I need us to understand that when our hair is shedding, when our skin is breaking out, when we're noticing things that we never had before that's happening, that we get the help that we need. Okay. All right. So let's go into this next video, and hopefully you guys will like this one as well. Let's see.
You want to know a sign that your body needs help? Your hair. Your hair and scalp is going to be your sign that something is going on with you internally. That's going to be your sign. When you start seeing your hair thinning, your part getting wider, you went to sleep, you didn't have a bald spot, but when you woke up, you had a bald spot, something's going on with you internally, and your body is screaming for help. So if you're wondering why all of a sudden my hair is starting to fall, I don't know why my hair is starting to thin, I don't know what to do, it's internal. Once you figure out what's triggering your hair loss, once you get your body in balance, you will see regrowth if it's not too late. That is the key. If it's not too late, you will see regrowth. You will every time. But you have got to get your body in balance. And the only way you get your body in balance, you have to see a trichologist to get them to see what's going on with you, because your body and your hair is one unit. And when we figure out the root cause, then you can do the work to getting your hair back to growing again.
Y'all, I absolutely love that that video, but it was another one. It was more detailed. But the reason why I love this video, and guys, I want you to understand the reason why we're even here. Y'all know I always stress it to you, but as Black women, and I'm dealing with my community, right? We are so caught up on so many things. And the things that's most important, that should be most important to us, we can't really see it, or we don't want to see it, or we don't want to deal with it. I've had a few friends that said that they went to the doctor and was told that they show signs of lupus, and they never went back. I had a girlfriend that many years ago, they said, hey, you have the cells for this, and she refused to go back. I'm going to talk about me. In our family, we have breast cancer on my father's side, my real father, right? They're known to have breast cancer. We have had family members. My grandma is a cancer survivor. Her mother passed away from cancer. My aunt passed away from cancer. They even did a culture in our family. What that means is that they have you come to, I forgot what the process is, but they check to see if you have the, what do they call that, guys? I cannot think of the name of that word, chromosome, that you are going to have breast cancer. So because it's so deep in our family, that's what they want to do. Now, I had an aunt and we was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to know. I'll live my life, freely or whatnot. And then if anything happens, I'll go check it out. Now, my grandma was like, you guys need to do that now, right? So it was a time, I'm going to talk about me, right? It was a time in my life where I didn't grow up with my real dad's family. I grew up with my mom and my stepdad, right? My stepdad had me from birth. And so I didn't get to really know about all of this stuff till I was a grown woman. I was having children. And I remember I had an aunt that passed, and she was one of the coolest aunts, strong woman, work hard, all these different things. And when they said she passed, I remember I was with my ex, and I couldn't sleep, y'all, because I had to get a, the breast exam to see if I had that. And when I tell you, you turn into like a kid. So I understand all of the things that go on in our head when we're having to face things that are going on in our life that we don't want to face. But we have to face it, because if not, the people that you love so much, you won't be here for, right? And so I'm telling you, I could not sleep. And in that time, I ended up having to go by myself because my ex had a career or whatever. He couldn't be there. And I remember feeling like I was a 2-year-old kid when I got up on that floor, when I went to the appointment, the sonogram, monogram. Y'all write it down. The sonogram, I forgot. But I get in there, and of course, I go through everything, and I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all I was a wreck, but the next day, of course, the test came out normal, and I was grateful, and I have been doing them ever since. But I still behave the same way every time. And I remember talking to my grandma, who survived both breast cancer. She had it twice. She removed she had a mastectomy. Is it mastectomy? I think that's what it's called, y'all. Not a vasectomy, a mastectomy. I think that's what it's called. And one day she said, I said, Grandma, you still have to go to the doctor? She said, yeah, every 6 months I have to go. And she found out about it when I think she was in her early 40s or 50s when she went through all of that. She said the best cure is early detection, right? And I said, I know, Grandma, but it's so hard. She said, yeah. She said, when I get to that floor and I see oncology, I turn into a baby and I just cry inside. But I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? And so that's a really heavy thing that a lot of Black women go through. A lot of Black women experience fibroids. It could be the foods that we're eating. It could be the relaxers that we're putting on our head. It can be a number of things, but a lot of us are having issues. And if it's not financial and you have the means, then I suggest you go. Because if you watched in that video, as the lady was explaining to you, you can still regrow your hair. But a lot of times we are living in the moment. We are not thinking about what happens in the future, right? And we do need to have a balance, because I'm a type A person, so I'd be like, oh my God, okay, I got that done, but what about this? And it's like 6 months down the line, and I have to say, Lethra, calm down. You did good. You did what you needed to do, and that's fine. But you have to face your fears, ladies, whatever that fear is. And some of you, it's not even a terminal situation, majority of you. Some of you, it could be you are experiencing stress related issues. You could be the matriarch of your family. You could be the breadwinner of your family. You could have heart disease, or you could have high blood pressure, and they put you on medication and they say, hey, they put you on the medication. Y'all know how blood pressure medicine get. I think that the first thing that they give people is this. I don't know the name of this blood pressure medicine, but I remember every time I had a client, they'd come in my chair and they'd just start coughing. And I'm like, why are you coughing? And then I picked up on it. I was like, are you on blood pressure medicine? Yeah, I just got on it. Tell them to change the blood pressure medicine and switch it to something that does not give you side effects where you will lose your hair. And they come back and they do just that simple thing. I'm looking at the scalp, I'm saying, hey, some of them may not be coughing. I'm looking at the scalp, I'm going through the scalp, making sure everything is okay. And I say, hey, your hair is thinning in the crown. You notice that? Yes, and I'm itching a lot. Okay, I need you to go to the doctor. Before you go to the doctor, right? Have you recently gone to the doctor? Yes. Are you on any type of blood medication, blood thinners, anything? Girl, I just started taking high blood pressure medicine. Okay. So that's the corporate. So then have them change it. The other thing I do, I don't just stop there and say, hey, have them change the medication, because that's affecting your hair loss, and we can get your hair back. But if you continue to take it, you're going to lose it, right? And so I've had many clients, young and old, that have been experiencing hair loss, and they're on some form of medication. Now, the other thing is that everything is not a pill. And listen, I am not a doctor, so I'm not telling you don't need to take no pill and so on and so forth. But if you know that you have, you are overweight, right? You are experiencing issues where you may have type 1, type 2, type 3 diabetes, right? There is a way to reverse it. You still take the medication, but then you say, you know what? I need to do the work. I need to change my diet. I need to change my lifestyle, because this is life or death, right? And so when it's not just you going to the doctor, getting pills and taking that and saying it's fine, because we all know now the holidays, what we in summertime. So it's cookout time, right? Everybody cooking out. They had the 4th of July. They had the ribs, barbecue chicken, the smoked turkey, the smoked sausages, everything. You know, I live in Miami, so I can get up any day and go get that. But I choose not to, because a lot of us are more focused on the aesthetics. My waistline small, my buttocks is big, my thighs is nice. I got a nice shape, but you might be unhealthy. You might have heart disease, right? And so your hair is telling you, or you breaking out, or you may be experiencing some type of scalp disorder, dermatitis, anything like that. And you're thinking, oh, it's the product that I use. And this video today is not talking about the products or chemical process or the bad practices of hairstylists. It's not even talking about traction alopecia. It is talking about your warning signs to get the help you need. So a lot of you want to know, well, what, for instance, Cardi B got a new product line she came out with. Cardi B has beautiful hair. Cardi B takes care. The thing that I keep pointing out to everybody, Cardi B takes care of her hair under her hair. She shows you that in most of her videos. Her children, she takes care of her children's hair. She makes sure the hair is washed, it's braided down, it's healthy, the scalp looks good. She does that. That's why you see her hair and you're asking about the product. But if you ask her, what is your lifestyle like? What is your routine like before you think she just get on stage like that? She has to work out. She has to do different things to prepare her body. A lot of us have our own stages. It may not be on the stage of singing and rapping and all those things. Your stage may be your CEO. Your stage may be you are it sounds like somebody was at my door. A mompreneur. You are an entrepreneur. You are a stay-at-home mom. You're raising children. You're doing, you are so many things. You're a wife, right? So many hats that we wear. You have to take care of your elderly parents. You may be have to take care of disabled children. All kind of stress that's going on, and we constantly ignore ourselves to take care of the others. So this video is for you to understand and to point out, not to make you feel any kind of way, but to encourage you, to enlighten you and educate you and let you know that it is okay. It is okay to take care of yourself and stop. And when you see signs, you do not wait. You go to, if you have a licensed cosmetologist, say, hey girl, such and such going on. She should be able to direct you to the right place. Or a lot of cosmetologists have the education. They can be able to see and understand, because we do a little bit of trichology when we're in school. So even with that, they'll be able to let you know. But if they're not able to, they're going to direct you to the right place. So I'm saying to my sisters who are experiencing fibroids, who have a hormonal imbalance, who may have just had a child maybe a year ago and your hair is shedding even worse. Those are signs that you have to get extra help. That's not a sign of you're dying. That's not a sign of you're going to be permanently bald. That is your body saying, hey, we still have hair left. Can you please take me somewhere and get me some medication so I can be okay? And some of us, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of us, I'm going to tell you for myself, when I go to the doctor, I just went to the doctor recently and they said, I always get the same thing, your cholesterol is high. I always have to watch my cholesterol. So that means I cut out any type of seafood. I don't eat shellfish and stuff like that. But I cut those things out because I understand that affects my cholesterol. I can't eat more than 2 egg yolks because the yolk in there can raise my cholesterol, right? So I find other ways to eat. I do salads sometime in the morning. I may boil 1 egg, slice that up, but I love avocados, and I do a salad in the morning. So I change my mindset and I change the way I think. And I understand that I'm living my life, right? Not even for my children. I'm living for me. And there is not just your legacy is not just leaving money for your children. Your legacy is not leaving a business and homes and all those things. Those are not just the only thing. Your legacy, and I heard Oprah Winfrey say this recently on the Keke Palmer interview she did. I thought it was a great interview. And she said, your legacy, people will remember how you treat them and how you take care of them. So I have a good friend that I said to him that people are watching you, and based on your walk is going to determine how that person's life comes out. And a lot of times we'll hear people say, oh, like when they have these irresponsible songs and videos and young kids go out, they listen to it, then they think they thugs, and they go out there, they don't raise in the suburbs, but then now they thug life. And people say, I'm not responsible. That's your parents' responsibility. No, you're responsible. We're responsible. You're not, you think that you're responsible for your daughters and your sons. No, you're responsible for other people because other people look up to you. All right. Especially as Black people. Someone is looking up to you. Someone might be struggling with not being here anymore. Something you may say or something you may do and how you treat them well will determine if they stay on this earth. That's how serious our life is. So I need us, especially as Black women, to understand that we have to take care of ourselves inside out. Some of us got the body of a goddess, but the heart of a demon. We don't wish well. We're very shallow. We're only focused on the outer appearance. And some of us are experiencing hair issues or skin issues. And there are signs, but you're still out there promenading around, walking around and look at me, look at me, look at me, right? I don't know if you guys noticed in the last 2 weeks, there have been so many people been leaving this earth. I'm like, my God, young people. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you another video and then we're going to be done. I'm not going to be out here long. I guess not sure what happened to Don, but we got to keep.
Let me say something that may shift your perspective. Not all hair loss is cosmetic. Some hair loss is medical, and knowing the difference can protect your follicles. Hi, I'm Deborah. I'm San Diego's expert board certified trichologist. Thanks for watching. Now, if you're experiencing hair loss or hair thinning and you're unsure why, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook for trichology education. Hair loss becomes a medical concern when hair follicles is being affected beyond the normal shedding or styling habits such as persistent inflammation, sudden or excessive shedding, patchy hair loss, scalp pain, burning or tenderness, or even rapid thinning that does not improve. These are signs something deeper may be happening. Hair is not separate from the body. It reflects internal health, your scalp condition, and sometimes medical changes. This is where we move from guessing to proper evaluation. See a trichologist when you're experiencing early thinning, when your hair isn't responding to product, or for a scalp analysis and to get to the root cause, okay? Then you want to see a dermatologist when there is severe inflammation or infection, or if a medical condition is suspected. A trichologist helps identify what's happening at the scalp and the follicle level and bridges the gap between everyday care and medical treatment. Here's what to do if you're unsure. 1, don't ignore early signs. 2, get clarity before trying anything. Random solutions can delay your results. 3, combine support wisely, such as holistic care plus medical support. This creates the best outcome. Hair loss is not a one-size-fits-all. The approach has to match the cause. Hair loss is not just about appearance. It could be medical. Now, if you're unsure what type of hair loss you are experiencing, start with a trichology consultation. I help bridge the gap between scalp health and internal balance. And when medical care is needed, aka helping you communicate to your doctor, book a consultation with me if you're unsure what's causing your hair loss. My booking link is in my bio.
All right, all right. And yeah, I think y'all saw her information there, so you can definitely check her out. So inflammation is a major, major thing. And let me tell you something. I remember I was going through a lot of life changes in the past year, right? I had to make some moves, some life-changing moves. And I remember how my face was like looking puffy. I'm like, why my face looks so puffy? Then I would wake up in the morning. I don't know if you have that. You squeeze your hands, and my hands was hurting. My feet was hurting. And I was like, something not right. And I have a friend that tells me that I'm a hypochondriac. Well, I think something goes wrong. I do be like that, but I will not run to a doctor, right? I have to be consistent. And this was happening to me. This probably happened maybe this was like in March, y'all. I was driving to work. And, when I woke up in the morning, my hands were stiff. My face looked really full. And my scalp was sore. And I was having these headaches. And then I was driving to work. And it was the weirdest thing happened. I still can't even describe it, but it was like a wave went, like I got real dizzy, and I was on a turnpike. So I had to slow down my drive, and I got really, really dizzy. And it just looked like it just like a wave went through, but it was like a blur, like a blur. Like my head was like it was being tossed like that. So, hold on, I'm on the line. Hold on, that's Dawn there, y'all. So, I was like, hold on. So I was like, whoa, it scared me. That's when I went to the doctor, and she was like, hey, you got a lot of inflammation. You have an imbalance. You have some medical issues. You have an imbalance. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not drinking a lot of water. She can tell everything by that. And I want to say this to you guys, that a trichologist, like she said, they bridge the gap. The trichologist is like one where you may not have to go to a dermatologist. When you get an assessment, they're going to do different technique. They're going to assess your hair. They're going to take a scope, and they're going to look at the scalp, and they'll be able to tell you, hey, something medical is going on. It looks like signs of ABC. And then you would go to a dermatologist and you would get that taken care of. Now, a lot of you are like, oh no, that sounds like a lot of money. It really isn't a lot of money. If you are into lace wigs, you can take one of those payments of a lace wig and take care of yourself. As I said, and I use as an example, Cardi B has long, thick hair. She is Hispanic as well. She has long, thick, beautiful hair. Beyonce has long, beautiful hair. I don't know if her texture is. I mean, not her texture, but her density is. But she has long, beautiful, healthy hair. Her mother is a hairstylist. A lot of us are looking at these celebrities and we're like, I want that look. You got Tiana Taylor that had the short pink curl look. Now you guys are buying the wig, and the pixie cut is the next thing. And then we got the Kelly, I call it the Kelly Rowland bob, where you're doing a bob, and by any means necessary, the hairstylists are showing you the quick weave, how you can get this look. But I guarantee you, out of 10 women, 8 of you have seen signs of hair thinning. You're dealing with dandruff or dermatitis. Your hair hurts when you put it on, and you go on Google and you're trying to make a diagnosis. And all you really need to do is find out what the issue is, and not just find out the problem, but also go into the figuring out the solution. And the solution may have you to, guess what? To do the work. The solution may say, hey, this is what we recommend. You know what I mean? And a recommendation may be, if you're getting hair relaxers, no hair relaxers. Then you can say, you know what? I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my treatments, and I'm going to wear my wigs. There is always something, just like they tell you there's something for something. There's always something that you can do and still be able to enjoy your natural beauty, right? Y'all ever notice when you go to the grocery store, I'm like on this health kick. So I went to Trader Joe's and everything in it. I was like, I did spaz out a little bit because I'm a sugar girl. I love, my favorite candy is the Snicker. And they got this other client candy. I think it's Jamaican candy. It's called Zion, I think it is. It's like Krispies and chocolate. I love chocolate. And I had to say, Lethra, you cannot do this, right? But one of the things I wanted to say, the reason why I brought that up was, you ever notice that healthy food is very expensive to live a healthy life? and to live a very bad eating, have very bad eating habits and things like that, fast food is always there. They never run out of chicken wings. You ever notice that? They can always find you some fried chicken wings. The king crab, the new thing down here in Miami that I see a lot of people do is the crab boil. I got to give me a crab boil. So that's the new thing with the boiled egg and everything. I guess it's new, but me growing up in Miami, my grandma did crab boils every Friday. So that's kind of the norm. So there are different things that we have to do when you get that assessment, or it may be something medical. And then you go to the doctor and the doctor may say to you, give you your blood work. They may take your blood, give you your blood work and say, hey, you need to do A, B, C, and D. We're going to give you this medication, no chemical services for the next 4 or 3 months. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go you can find a trichologist, cosmetologist, right? / you can find that. Or your cosmetologist. You can trust, if you have a trusted cosmetologist, you can take all that to her. Trichologist, the reason why I brought that up is because a trichologist can teach you, they can look at the blood work and they can take your and create a nutrition plan for you. They can do a whole 360 plan for you that you can do at home. And so that trichologist, a lot of people are like, oh no, I gotta go to trichologist every 2 weeks. You may not have to do that. You can go to a trichologist once a month. As long as you're doing the steps that's needed to regrow your hair back, those are the plans that are in place. A lot of you need to take the time out and to learn about your hair. It is very, very critical that we learn about our hair. So I am done with this. I did want to speak on 2 things, and I'm going to let you guys go that I saw. Hold on. I saw this and I had to speak on it.
When you have hair loss and hair problems, it's a symptom of something that's happening systemically. So the top crown of the head, that is your heart, blood, cardiovascular system. So we will typically see this with women who have hair that have hypertension, high blood pressure. The front hairline, this is your sex glands, your kidney, and your bladder. So generally, women that have fibroids, or even women that have given birth, you're going to see the hair thinning in that front hairline. The sides of the head, I don't see it often. This is the lungs. But when I do see it, it's usually autoimmune. So lupus, things like that will show up. This very back crown, that's your digestive system.
All right. So that was the actual video. I didn't even know. I was like, I don't know how to video, but that's the actual video that I wanted you to see. I'm going to play it for you one more time for some of you to see it. Because let me tell you guys, I love my people. I love my Black women, my Hispanic women. I love our people, right? But when it comes to the Black woman, we always be last. And I need us to focus on ourselves more. That is the way you show yourself self-love. I love TikTok. I'll be up late at night and I'll be sending my videos to my niece. Her and I, we just be laughing back and forth and stuff like that. And one of the things that I always see is these gurus talking about, you want to, have love and, these are the things that a man love. And then I'll go on YouTube and I see it's like 264K because they want to hear what does a man look for? How do I know a man loves me? All these different things. I'm going to be honest with you. Life will teach you as time goes on, because you'll notice as life goes on, if you are single, if you're dating or whatever the case may be, you will realize that you keep meeting the same person in a different body. And you will say to yourself, why do I keep getting the same person? He got the same issues like the last one. It's because you have not done work on yourself. That person is a mirror to you. I cannot stop saying this I cannot stop saying this because I learned this. It took me a long time, but I really realized this. He or she is the mirror to how you feel and treat and take care of yourselves. You attract. I know people say, "Oh no, you don't," because some people, yeah, it could be some bad people. There are people that will pick up on you're a victim, or they'll pick up on your issues, or you're broken, and they'll connect to you real fast because you're broken. There is no way, I'm telling you this. It's like, y'all remember in school, somebody used to sit back on the chair, it's 4 legs, and they sit back on the 2, and they always be big too. And they sit back and then they fall all the way back and they like, oh my God. And we always say, oh child, he was fighting the air. Because the inevitable is going to happen. You're going to fall and you're going to you're going to hurt yourself. It's the same thing when it comes to anybody. Now I brought about men or relationships, but I'm talking about any kind of relationships. Relationship with your children, with your parents, with a significant other, with your church, how people treat you. People are only doing what you are doing to yourself. They are your teachers. And you keep getting the same thing because they say she don't care nothing about herself. Look at her hair. She don't care. Look at her skin. That girl don't care about nothing about herself. Some of us are living that way because we think that we have a license because something bad happened to us. Trauma has happened to us. Things have happened to us. So we have an excuse to not take care of ourselves or care about ourselves. So what we do is now, as a woman, we look for that man and he show a little bit of interest and we get excited. We say, oh my God. And we thinking, I have my guy friend, I say, yeah, we be thinking about, oh, he want to marry me and this and that. And the man just like, we want relationships. And the man is like, oh, they got my Don. We want relationships. And the man is like, he want relations. Don.
Yes.
Ah!
Hi. Oh my goodness. I was trying to.
Girl. I
Hello.
was like, Don. Well, you look cute though.
Likewise.
Girl, I was carrying. I was doing what I had to do. I was showing them videos. I'm gonna show this video again. But
it's not 7 o'clock, is it?
Yes. It's almost 8 o'clock.
Girl, I have 6:53. I'm like, oh, I am so sorry.
I said she out with her husband, having a good time up there.
Oh no,
up there on the beach, running her, doing her thing or whatever. So I said she'll come on when she can because I know how that is sometimes with the Sundays. Sundays is y'all day. Where every day.
My apologies. Power to the people. I'm here. So what were we talking about?
What I wanted to say, what I was pointing out to women, especially, is that if you're going to attract however you treat yourself. You cannot go and not take care of yourself, know you got issues going on, and then look for somebody, no matter what it is, children, I'm talking about relationships, period, and you treat yourself badly, you're going to attract that. You're going to attract that. So you have to raise your standards. You have to start taking care of yourself from within and coming outward. And people will know it, not just based on your long 40-inch wig, weave, or whatever. They will know about your energy. They will know that no matter whether that person come in your life or out your life, you're going to be okay. You're not looking for any savior. You are your own savior. So until we get that type of mindset, right, we can never truly, truly love and take care of ourselves. And so I'm talking to them about, it's not just aesthetics. We were talking about the bad practices. Remember we were talking about earlier? It's not just bad practice. It's not just, different things like that. When you know the signs of inflammation, I'm going to play this video. I was just going to play it again, but I just wanted to say that to them. So give me a sec, Don. I'm going to play this video, and then you can go into you can flow into your flow the way you flow. Yeah. Don!
When you have hair loss and hair problems, it's a symptom of something that's happening systemically. So the top crown of the head, that is your heart, blood, cardiovascular system. So we will typically see this with women who have hair, that have hypertension, high blood pressure. The front hairline, this is your sex glands, your kidney, and your bladder. So generally, women that have fibroids, or even women that have given birth, you're going to see the hair thinning in that front hairline. The size of the head, I don't see it often. This is the lungs. But when I do see it, it's usually autoimmune. So lupus, things like that will show up. This very back crown, that's your digestive system.
You feel about that, Don? Do you have any? Because I know you done been in the. You are one of the pioneers. What do you see going on? Because I was explain. Oh, I don't know if I have to show this again. I may have to show it again. I showed the video of the young lady that's in car and pushing everybody to get their what's those the little 3-day or 3-hour course, and they can get their license. They can do lashes and makeup and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed them her. That was how I started the video, the show, the podcast off. And what I explained to them is that this is where you limit yourself, because you can get that license, you can shampoo hair or whatever, but the way things are now, because of we have the mindset that she has and she's pushing, now there's a shift going on in the beauty world. This is my take on it, where now health, nutrition, and people are experiencing hair loss, and that's where we're shifting to: scalp repair, hair repair. What is your take on it? I know I gave you a lot.
The hair repair and the state of the scalp of the Black female is due to the breakdown and the shortcuts that were implemented in the industry. Everyone knows how powerful or you can get money in the beauty industry by doing hair, right? But no one really wants to do the work. So they want to make the money from the craft, but they don't want to, in the art form, but they don't want to invest in the science part. So the art form and the bad practices is why we have the issues that we have today within the culture. Okay. The all this synthetic hair, the synthetic hair, it's just that synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers. And when you place synthetic fibers in the hair and they make contact with the body, those chemicals are seeping into the body. The skin is the largest organ on the body, and it is the most abused. It's the sponge. It is it is the mass that holds the body and the organs together. The skin, right? The skin is the protective measure, and we abuse it starting from the scalp. If you're cleansing every part of the body and not the scalp, that means bacteria is building up on the scalp until you remove it. Until you remove it. So anytime you pierce the skin, that bacteria is seeping into the body. It's soaking into the body. This is why I think we have such migraines and such inflammation of the scalp, because we refuse to get that bacteria off the scalp. So you allow that bacteria to sit on the scalp. Like the dentist say, if we die because of bad hygiene, not because your bad hygiene dental wise gives you heart problems. Your bad scalp gives you heart problems, disease. That it is the number one area in which you bacteria sits, and we just discard it because I don't feel like My hair is curly. It's such a challenge. Oh my God, I don't want to get my scalp wet. So the fear of having to manage ourselves, right? Because you have to manage yourself. So we tend to push it off elsewhere.
What, I'm sorry to cut you off. What does manage look like? Are you talking about like shampoo? Are you talking about like
Self
what is
self care.
mm-hmm.
Self care. I don't want to deal with that. Our scalp, it reflects other areas in our lives that we don't want to deal with as well. Because if you neglect your scalp, right? Because we really don't, we're not going to do our hair until we have to go somewhere. It's time until it's time to do it.
Right.
Right. So it's not a factor, but all this time we're walking around with bacteria on our scalp. It's fogging. It's really what's clouding your judgment and your decisions on certain things because you don't want to deal with your hair. Give me a style where I don't have to deal with my hair. And I'm like, ma'am, there's no such thing because you have to deal with you every single day. So
Right.
putting extensions in your hair doesn't stop you from dealing with yourself. You now just have to deal with more hair.
Right.
Right. So I always try and encourage the client to find a style that you can manage on your own, a realistic style.
Mm-hmm.
A realistic style. And there's nothing wrong with your own hair. There's nothing wrong with your own hair because finding a style where you don't have to do your hair is, that's, you know,
Yeah.
it's delusional. Well, the beauty industry is well groomed. Even you have your locks; they're well groomed. Your hair is straight; it's well groomed. So, speaking from the beauty industry aspect and the craft, um, it's a holistic thing. The scalp, that is where beauty starts and begins because and because a lot of people want the shortcut in the beauty industry,
Right.
the hourglass. Oh, I'm just applying lashes. Ma'am, do you even have an esthetician license to talk about applying lashes? Do you even know that this glue has formaldehyde in it and it shouldn't be coming in contact with this lady's eyes? Why are you using a fan? Why is the reason why your lids are closed? There's a reason why your eye ducts are closed while this application is going on. So a lot of times we aren't mindful of the risks that we undergo to beautify ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we need to in order to protect our overall and preserve our natural beauty. The goal is to preserve our natural beauty, not destroy it.
Mm.
Embrace it and don't make decisions that destroy your beauty. For me, I have to go to a nail salon that if they're licensed.
Right.
Their license is updated. All the information is updated. I even check out their Google response and information and stuff like that because there are so many diseases that are passed through beauty services.
Mm. I love that you said that because I was thinking about the boycott as you were saying that because I always say I don't care if you've been in the industry forever, how long. If the business is bad and you're not clean, the service is bad, I don't care about no boycott. I'm not giving you my money,
Right.
right? Because they keep talking about wealth transfer. Well, wealth transfer, you have to prepare yourself.
Mhm.
Again, you have to
Right.
prepare yourself. And I was thinking the other day, I was watching the news, and I looked at it was a Jamaican restaurant
Mhm.
in Miami, and the inspector came in and and the man like, don't come in here yet, I'm cleaning. He said, no, sir, you should have been cleaning. As he's saying that, the rats is sitting right on top of the
Ooh.
thing. I said, like thinking inside, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
his mindset, and it's not just him, it's you see a lot of it. And it ain't just black people, it's just people in general. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about people.
Yeah.
But his mindset was like, and it was on there cooking the food. And you come out in the front, you don't see everything that's going on in the back. You only seeing what they presented. So you're like going back, they give me some oxtail, rice, and peas, and but in the background, y'all back there fighting, y'all over there with swords fighting rats and roaches. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so you need to be holistic, like you say, even in your everyday life. Like even in that, I was like, dang. So you actually cooking and serving the food and was very nonchalant. They shut the man down. The man,
Of course.
serve the rat is right there next to the pot. You cooking it. And it ain't just him. Like I said, it's many, many others that do stuff like that. They had one lady in New York that was cutting up rat meat. Cutting up the rat.
What?
Yes. She was cutting it up, and she was not black. She was Asian lady cutting up that meat, chopping it up, and that's why I don't eat. I don't eat like that no more. And
Right.
so but the point is that you don't know what's going on in the background. You just like, I'm just supporting this. I'm supporting this business. Honey. I'm like you, Don. I'll be sitting there when I get my feet done. I was like, let me see what she clean this bowl. If she don't clean this bowl, I'm gonna slide my shoes on and kindly walk out and tell her, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will. Some places, I say, if I got to think to come with a comb and a brush, let me just go ahead and cancel.
Yeah.
Because a lot of hairstylists don't change combs. They don't even know how to spell barbicide, much less buy barbicide.
Right.
Barbicide what? So I wanted us to more so, because we see so much of that part of us, of our people and stuff, that I wanted to really focus on us paying attention to the signs our body is telling us, and to how do we get, because you're very good at this, because you explain it so eloquently when I say, how do we get women to understand that the hair in the scalp is attached to the neck, the body, and everything. So even when we're shampooing, we shouldn't be saying, like I saw a lady recently, and the lady had on gloves and mask. She said this lady had a sew-in for 4 years.
Yeah.
Hair, dreaded up or whatever. How do you make your clients understand that it's one unit? So you know what I mean? So like right now they into the facials, they into the what they call it, the facial, the Asian, they got these facials and they doing a thing, and I see girls doing it. I love it. I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. But then I was looking up at the head, and I'm like, well, why you don't do something with the hair? That's a part of everything. And they're like, I'm gonna just throw a wig on it. And you see all of the mats, you see the specks of the dandruff and the dermatitis, and you see the scalp, you can see the rash, you can see the dryness, but they on there showing you about that mask that they got on their face from the Asian people. How do you make people see it as all as one? Is that am I asking you the right question?
I understand what you're asking me. How do you make the public understand that you're one unit? Your scalp is not separated from your body. Your head is not someplace else. Your mind may be somewhere else, and your body is present with the soul. That scripture. But you are one. The body is not separated from from each other. You are one whole being. So just because you don't want to deal with it, you can't just detach it from you. It's still a part of you. Unfortunately, some people can't manage taking it out. They don't know how. They're going to cut their hair. They have such trauma when it comes to dealing with their own hair. And you really do have some people that are just clueless in terms of, hey, I don't know what to do with this. I usually just go to someone and they do X, Y, Z. I've had a stylist, she's never told me I needed to come in. You know what I'm saying? She don't know to tell me to come in. I try and educate my clients, or just share, some things with them while you can or while they're there. I think professionally we owe that to the public, whether you ask for it or not. Hey, you need to, shampoo your hair, more often, you know. Um,
Yeah,
it,
you remind me of I have a cousin. I ain't gonna call her name because she gonna be like, oh my God, she get on my nerves. But she had the most prettiest long hair. She used to get her relaxer. She would wait out her back then. I remember when you got a relaxer, you had to wait. You had to wait them weeks. It wasn't like you can come in and just get a relaxer like on anything or whatever. And we all went to this lady, Miss Mildred in the city off of but she had long, like her hair was like almost to her butt, and it was pretty, and she knew it.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and I used to look at her, and she had pretty nails. But I was like, "When you gonna wash your hair?" When I go to the salon. Oh, because the dirtier your hair is, my relaxer gonna take. It's gonna be real smooth and whatever. No, the relaxer is just gonna take because it's a good relaxer. At that time, what relaxer that she was getting? TCB. Girl, I remember TCB, y'all. I'm taking it back. TCB. Now the one that was like the upscale max relaxer, I'm just thinking out loud, y'all. And it was an at-home relaxer, was Optimum. Oh, if you had Optimum, you went and got the bougie relaxer. But my cousin, she was doing it. And she's like, my hair's long, and she'll come and she'll play and do all that stuff. And then over the years, that hair, I looked at her, I said, girl, bye. I know you still not waiting. What she said, 8 weeks or how many weeks she waited for her? But whenever she waited, that's when she got her hair washed. She was like, yes, because I said, but your hair getting short now, hair all up here. It wasn't cut or nothing. It's just done. And I think a lot of times we think the mindset of that too. Like people just be talking. They just talking. You know what I'm saying? And not realizing the magnitude of things. Like it's just a lot. So I came in here with the intent to really, and hopefully these videos, I'm gonna show you this girl. I had to post it. Now I don't know if you remember, you had let me show you this one. It annoys me every time I see her. But I love my sister.
You're doing wigs, you're doing braids, you're doing lashes, you're doing makeup, and this is why cosmetologists are mad, because you do not need a full cosmetology license for those non-chemical services, my love. You can get licensed directly from the Board of Cosmetology online from your phone in one day. If you want the same guide that I use to get a natural hair braiding license to cover those wig services, braids, quick weaves, silk presses, and blowouts, shampoo license so you can actually provide shampoo services for your clients. You need a makeup license to do those lashes and full beads, and a threading license. Comment the word beauty, and I'm gonna send that link directly to you so you can actually get to your money legally and become a licensed beauty pro.
Sister had all the right words, Don. You heard that? What's your take on her?
The beauty industry is open. It's a lucrative market. She's marketing to her people that want to get into the beauty industry. And you have some people that'll go for it instead of going to beauty school and learning how to do the craft correctly. Like, does the person even have license? Are they legit? Do they have any teaching skills? What you have to do your research on people before you invest in the craft. What is going on? Are they legit? Are they accredited? You go and you learn a skill set, but you have no longevity in the beauty industry without a license. A licensed esthetician, she still, wants to do makeup. I need to know what this product does to the skin. I need to make sure that if this client tells me that they suffer from, they have allergies, why would I put something that they're allergic to on their face? Right? So a lot of times, just in the makeup application, we end up in the hospital because it was a primer, but the primer has alcohol, silicone, steroids. It has all these items in it, ingredients in it that's going to completely snatch my face in, right? Because I'm getting ready to apply this particular product. What is it? And we're so beauty leaves us vulnerable because we want to feel beautiful. I need this product. This product says it's going to make me look XYZ. I need to get my eyebrows done because I can't draw these jokers on every day. I need them. I need to wake up beautifully. I wanted my eyebrows tattooed on. I'm allergic to ink. Right? So I can't have my eyebrows tattooed on. I can't have eyebrow pigmentation. I can't have tattoos. So you have to be mindful of what you're putting into your body. Are you sleeping?
Yes.
That's
Girl. And I woke up and I went to sleep.
You are.
I woke up late. I came on here late. I was like, oh Lord, I'm late. Go ahead.
So we have to be mindful of those things, but we're vulnerable because we need to feel pretty at that moment. We need to look our best because we have an interview. We need to look our best because we know makeup makes us feel better. We know clothes makes us feel better. We know having our hair done makes us feel better. It's an instant endorphin, right? Did I say that word right? So it's a happy pill. Beauty is a happy place. So for me, the style, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, I remember a lot of women come saying that the coconut in the ingredients was breaking them out. Like they were allergic to that. Do you know why? Do you ever heard anything about that? Like the extract or whatever the case that they put into the product? I noticed a lot of coconut. Yeah. They're like, if they have coconut in them, a breakout. I was like, and it was a big deal, especially in the natural hair community. You never noticed that?
My thing with the natural hair community is they tend to push all these natural products,
organic,
right? Organic products, but they really don't know what it's actually doing to the hair. Right? They're completely. Oh no, I only specialize in natural hair. Okay, but the person wants to make their curl pattern straight, and because they don't want to put into the craft to learn how to do certain things like coloring, corrective transitioning from curly to straight without breaking or drying the hair out. They'll just say, "Oh no, I'm not interested in doing that." But they will go in and use products which are 90% alcohol based and apply it to the hair and say, they know what it is that they're doing. Right. So when I look at them and they talk about, oh, I'm a natural hair stylist and I just do this, that, and the next, when you look at their product bar and the things that they're using things that are 90% alcohol based. You know what I'm saying? And then they're sitting there talking about, oh no, I'm not here to I do natural hair. Ma'am, the science doesn't match because natural hair needs moisture. The body doesn't need oil. Your scalp produces oil. So you applying oil to the scalp is what's causing this client to have scalp issues. The science doesn't match. Okay, if you have natural hair, moisture is what you need. The body and the skin needs moisture, not oil, not lubricant. You need moisture, and moisture is something that's built up in the body. You layer it. Coconut is pure potassium. It goes straight to the heart. So how can you have a problem with coconut? It's a natural ingredient. Coconut, aloe, you know, if we go back and study and focus on our roots and get out
Mhm.
of all this artificial intelligence.
Oh God. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The images that the cartoon characters that's going to give you a snatch waist and big lips and you know the Barbies. It's not realistic. So those images force you to destroy your beauty, and you're naturally beautiful, gorgeous lips,
Beautiful lips.
beautiful eyes, great skin tone. You know,
And
um,
we looking for the
yeah,
next best thing. I saw a
right.
girl, a young girl too. This is the other thing I noticed too. A lot of the younger generation, I'm talking about early 20, 18, 19, 20, putting fillers in their lips. And I'm like, oh, she had pretty lips. I was like, what she get? She got lips. She had the filler put in it. It was already thick, nice size lips. I said, okay. Then
Mhm.
she had to get it. I didn't know they do that. They outline the lips now. That's a new the tattoo, the outline in the lips
Uh-huh.
thing. Like, okay, so what happens when that go out of style? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, she's a naturally beautiful girl. Now
Yes.
I said, now that video was like, say last year, I said, what she look like now? When I saw her, you couldn't even identify her
Oh
because
wow.
there was so much stuff that was being done. And I was just like, man. Landon Price 5650 says 5656 says, thank you for this convo. Brother need to learn from their ladies. It's been important. It's been important. It is very important because I was saying at the beginning of this is that, especially in our community, we are so focused on the aesthetics that our body is trying to tell us something else is going on, and we are ignoring it because we just need to get the latest look, or the I need my, like you said, my waistline need to be snatched. And when I look at things like the podcast on men and what men are saying, they're not even on that. So I
No.
was like, I watched something where the man said, if you got a little fupa, he said, we love the fupa.
Yes.
But we're so focused on being perfect. I got to be perfect. I got to be perfect. And I look at our people and I'm like, dang, like, and I don't like using them for an example, but every time I can't even watch her, is Little Kim, naturally beautiful girl. And I look at her now and it's good. She's still doing her thing. But I was like, it's a lot of pain behind that. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
A lot
And
of
I'm not
trauma.
saying it's something wrong with cosmetic, because the reality is we need it. You know what I'm saying? You're getting older, you don't want to look older. I not necessarily need, we want it, right?
Right.
So I understand. One lady came in the thing, she said, my stomach, it was hanging, honey. I had 6 kids. I understand. You do what you got to do, but when nothing is wrong with you, when and you're so focused, like I say, on the aesthetics, and then your hair is breaking off. You have inflammation in your skin. You can see it in your face. Your face is puffy, and you see all that inflammation. Your scalp. You're telling me, I have clients say my scalp hurt. That's a sign. What is that, Don? That's a sign of
Oh,
that's a sign of thyroid issues. But we will
yes.
ignore it because we want to have this look. We want to be the baddest. Like this little girl they were showing that passed away down here in Miami.
Oh,
All they was bragging about was her long wigs that she had. She had
what?
wigs, and I'm looking at the videos last night, and I was like, "Wow, such a beautiful little girl it was on the news. A little girl that was killed with that was pew-pewed in Miramar. Beautiful little girl, aesthetic wise, but had a lot of issues, a lot of things going on in her environment. And I'm looking at that generation of young people, 18 and under, that looked up to her. And I'm looking at some of the videos and the things she was saying, and I'm like, we really got a lot of work to do. The younger generation that's up under us and before us, they have a lot of work to do, because our when we can praise somebody about a 40-inch wig,
Right.
she had other accolades about her. Don't get me wrong. She wasn't no dumb, smart girl, intelligent, all these different things. But I was paying attention to what the kids was focused on, even the adults. about how she could switch up her wigs and stuff. I was like, what in the world is going on with us? And this is what is being presented. And that's why we have to fight the statistics of people believing that our people are one way and it's really not. You know what I mean? Like I had a friend that say, all my friends eating. They're
Right.
they're doing things. A lot of us are doing things with our lives, but unfortunately, we are in a society in the world where we're putting lace fronts on 2-year-old kids' hair. So we got a lot of work done. We got some work to do, child. I tell you. I am tired. I broke sleep. I probably would have slept all the way through, but I'm glad you showed up and showed out as you normally.
Oh, my humble apologies, ma'am, because I was like, okay. So it's actually an hour ahead. Okay.
Uh-huh. And so,
Behind.
I meant to
Slightly
tell you
ahead.
guys, we had fun. I met up with Dawn up and her husband. They had, what was the event? I forgot what the name of the event was called, but we went up there and as y'all know, that is the Leo season. And so I was able to see Dawn did her photos for her B-Day. We both Leos, by the way, just in case y'all, you know, just in case you didn't know. We're both Leos. But we went up, we had a great time at that hotel, was everything. I just felt like I was just really enjoying my life. It
I
was one
am
of the days.
so glad you came.
Yes, we had fun. Don took me shopping, showed me the makeup that I need, and just good girl time. And
Yes,
of course, the beautiful the Glenn Jackson, the
yes,
pioneer. That was just
yes.
Don. I'm still like, I can't believe I was sitting with this man eating, and he was sitting over there like a. I said, this man a legend. I said, hello. He was laughing when he said that. So golden scissors. I looked at him. I was like,
Yes,
my whole demeanor changed. Y'all
yes,
know when you talk to him. When you talk to him, he gonna be like, yes, girl. That girl was looking. I said, wait, what?
yes, honey. That golden scissors was my thing. I love Glenn. And I was like, oh my God. That's what made me just like fall in love with the beauty industry. Like when just watching the shows and just being a part of his organization. I mean, my career just propelled as an artist. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing talent. And for a long time, I don't know, I didn't know Glenn wasn't a hairstylist. I'm like, I just know he was a hairstylist. And he was like, no, I'm not I'm not a hairstylist, but I met some amazing artists like that actually styled celebrity artists, and it's a whole network of talent that you would never even know had I not known Glenn. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it was just the power of relationship, which are is really what I think is life is all about. Sometimes we try and figure out why we're just stagnant in
Yeah.
some places, and it's like, I want to get on the other side, but how can I, how can I get there? You know what I'm saying? And it's like you keep running around in the same circle of just, you know, I wouldn't say flatline or people that's just not going anywhere or just, no progress. But it was just a joy to see him because it was like it gave you we reflected on where we were, where we are now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? The history of the beauty industry, and I'm like, oh yeah, Lithra, he really needs to make an appearance on the show to give light to the industry and where we are on a whole. You know what I mean? And the breakdown. And this is somebody that does not do hair nor makeup and made such an impact in the beauty industry. So I'm like, I'm going to hold true to being a licensed cosmetologist. I will continue to put into the craft
Yeah.
because I think this is what allows us to still be standing in the
Mm-hmm.
beauty industry. it's still, but you have to have standards. You have to know what's going on with the public if you're going to charge them for certain services. And women are coming for repair
Right.
because of the shortcuts that people have taken in the industry that has completely destroyed their scalp. They don't educate them on, look, ma'am, you shouldn't be having this hair in. You shouldn't be using synthetic hair.
Mhm.
Extensions were always a luxury brand, but
Right.
of course, luxury. But the poor love luxury. So
Mhm.
when poor people found a way to make their hair long using synthetic product, it just went boom. So that's what
Mhm.
how braids came in. Oh wow, I have instantly long hair when I have 4C hair that's extremely short, and I could go in and put in some hair that costs $1. Remember that pack hair, that
Ooh,
synthetic hair
yeah,
that
what's
was
the
$1?
dollar?
Yeah, it
You
was.
need
It was.
16
It was.
packs.
Yes, and when you burned it, it was plastic. We used to burn it on the
Yes.
end to make the short bob cut styles and all that kind of stuff, and it broke out our skin. When it came
Yeah.
in contact with our skin, it just broke it out. Wherever that hair touched us on our bodies, we broke out on it, but we didn't pay it any attention. We just take it
Mhm.
and we pull it up, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's, and I remember that
mm,
because, I was like, I'm getting these Patra braids, come for me,
yeah,
Debbie, I mean, take about me, child. Oh, come for me,
yeah,
Debbie, I need quitting,
hmm,
but,
yeah,
but
yes,
in SWV, we had all
mm,
these people going. And so I
yeah,
was like, I'm going to get the braids. I got them braids, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I had to take them out. I wore them probably 2 days. My face was breaking out
yes,
immediately. And
yes,
my cousins and my friends used to be like, well, you don't never put no braids in. I understood, even though I wasn't even thinking about getting into the beauty industry. I
right,
knew that whatever for my face to break out was always on them sides. And
uh-huh,
I'm seeing women now. I'm like, oh, your face is breaking out. And you still getting it.
yes,
Oh, I'm gonna just put it in the bun. You're gonna tie in the bun, but what about your
yes,
skin? Your skin is
yes,
still on your scalp. You got
yeah,
inflammation there. They will still do it. And you know
yeah,
why? Is because they are demonstrating how much they care about themselves
yeah,
inside. That is a demonstration right there. Because if you know that hair is breaking you out and you think that it don't matter, I'm gonna get my hair like this. And this is the other thing. Somebody put this out and they said, I love a woman that has her own look. That is very
mhm,
big. That
mhm,
another thing we see a lot. That's why they talk about the 90s women, because
mhm, mhm,
women, we had our own
natural,
style. Nobody was doing anything. Vivica had her own look. Halle
yeah,
Berry, everybody, people had their own look. And I
mhm,
think
mhm,
that's where me too, because I was like, well, I can't wear the braids. So I'm just gonna keep my hair short. That's my look. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do
yeah,
me.
yeah,
It worked for me and I was okay being different. And I
yeah,
think we're in a generation of people who everybody looks cloned.
yeah,
Everybody look like you either wearing the hard hairdos, the quick weaves
yes,
that we swear. And I
yes,
can't, when them people look at you and they see that quick weave, that you go up in the PGA with that. Ma'am, can I help you with anything? Yeah, ma'am. It's a different class, and I put this down because a hairstylist was talking about how people coming at them about the K-tips, and she had to break it down. I said, "Oh, thank you so much." I showed her post, I reposted it. She said, "Luxury hair, K-tips been in the game many years. They're infusion. That's what
yes,
they're infusion hair, and they just put a different name, like the Gina curl that people paying
mhm,
$1,000 for. I'm like, ma'am, that's a curl reform. That's a curly perm.
yeah,
And so she made the statement. She said, people have been paying those prices for luxury hair for years. As I said, honey, 10K a month at Hair Club for men. I worked there, and
mhm,
that was way back. That's
yeah,
2011, 2010 when I came. And then no, and when you look at Hair Club for Men, that was established in the 80s. I think between 82 and 86.
mhm,
But you got these people like, oh, when the hairstyle is showing hairstyles, I'm at 3,000. I wouldn't pay 3,000. You're right, and you wouldn't be in there either. You would be
yeah,
right over there with the other class of people with your quick weave, the hard hair. And it's not a tear down, but it is the reality. And I put it as stop knocking hairstylists and clients for paying for luxury.
Right.
People do that all the time. The spa, they go to spas. They do that all the time. They take care of themselves. What Beauty Pioneers is doing is trying to teach us, our sisters, that you don't have to look the same, that you have to take care of yourself holistically. You have to do that. And it's okay to be different. So anyway, anything you have to say about the PGA that you enjoyed, hun?
Um, I enjoyed the collaboration with you, my mom, you know, the spa, the food, you know, just the 72 hours of connection, you
Yeah.
know, just chopping it up in terms of, you know, a reset.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We had a good time. I
yeah,
really enjoyed. Your mom is so sweet. How old your
yeah.
mom is again?
My
Did she
mom is
really?
80.
Your mom looked like she about 56.
She
And she
is
took the
80, honey.
time.
Yeah.
But guess what? One thing I paid attention to her. She takes care of herself.
Yes.
She take care of herself. That sister
She,
is very in tune with her body.
yes. She does not drink.
Yep.
She does not smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's had a little slip the other day, so you know, she's out of her heels right now. So it's nice to see her in her little wedgies the other day.
Right.
So we had to go in and just adjust her all her you know, her shoes and things like that, something that's gonna make her comfortable. So of course my brother's a firefighter, so he was like, hey, you guys have to make sure all the pathway is clear, like it's not cluttered, you know, because people are older, they tend to hold on to a lot of things, right? So
Right.
they wanna you know, they don't, I'm not gonna say she's a hoarder, they just have stuff. So
They
you
ain't
have
get rid
to,
of nothing.
yeah, you have to move, you know, you have to make a clear pathway at all times in the house, and you really just don't think of that, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because you're just living. So, you know, we kind of just moved everything kind of out of the way so she could just have a clear open space to you know, to move about. And she's retired now and enjoying herself. I sent my sister the pictures of her on the balcony by the pool, and she was like, "Oh, honey, retirement looks great on her." I'm like, "Yes, honey,
That lady ain't have a wrinkle in her face. Black
oh,
just different.
girl."
Let my grandma say, it's in the water. It's
Yeah, yeah. So my grandmother was the same way. So her mom, like, skin was just gorgeous, but my grandmother's mother is from Jamaica. So
oh,
I was like, you know, they have amazing skin. Jamaicans have, and I was like, what is it?
yes,
What
yes.
what is it with y'all skin? Like what you guys have? And they're not gonna tell you. Like they just be like, we just have, you know, this is just Jamaica. But it's the food. It's the
Mhm.
food. They do a lot of like fruits and
Right.
vegetables, you know, and coconut water.
They not dealing with my I have a good friend that all he drink is coconut water.
Coconut
The
water.
but they
Yeah.
not dealing with all of these preservatives and all these chemicals
Yes.
either.
Yeah, I switched to my skincare regimen. It's just aloe now.
Mhm.
Like that's all I've been using on my skin. And I'll do my own like miniature mini scrub with the baking soda just
Yeah.
for a mile of, you know, peel, you know, get the dead skin off. And but for my sealer is just straight aloe. And it's been very refreshing and tightening.
Yes, tightening. I
I
got
know.
this new product I've been using. I really like it. It's a
Okay.
detox. I think it's called
Your
Denise.
skin looks great. I saw that the other day.
Thank you.
I was like,
And
go
as soon as you put it on, it literally, I'm like, man, you feel the tightness and stuff like that.
ahead, Allie. Okay.
I'm like, I gotta start, especially I do it, but I have implemented it like a everyday, not the detox,
Mm,
but every day take care of your skin. It's a 360 thing. It's not just your hair, it's not just your skin, it's everything. It's what you're eating and things like that, girl. But I got some Trader Joe's had the mango ice cream. I said that's a shame.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That mango ice. You know my favorite food of anything is mangoes. Anybody know me? I got dried mangoes here.
Oh really?
I'm a mango girl because I grew up in Miami and we had the mango tree. I love mangoes. So my mom used to be, get out of that tree. I'm like, Mom, I gotta get a mango before I go to school. I'll be up in the tree. And so I got them. I was like, why did I do that? I said, oh, this is just nothing but the devil. That's the only thing I have been slipping up. And it's like so rich mango taste. They really like a natural mango, but then it got the ice cream. You know how the orange pop with the ice cream in the middle? Darn,
Yes.
oh God, it's a shame. It's really bad. I did 2 today. I said, nah, you dead wrong. I normally wait and do 1 a week, but I was like, no, I gotta do 2 today.
Oh my goodness, I love mangoes, and that's another thing that helps your skin. Fruits, yeah, fresh fruits, fruits that are in season. You know, I was trying to find some watermelon. I'm really the summer. You can really go. You know, I think you could go in hard in terms of adjusting your eating habit, right? And try to really work hard with. The biggest thing is eating.
Right. But when you feel the urge, grab. That's why what I put in my house now, the cherries. You know, I like my cherries.
Yes.
Blueberries is another favorite. So if I cook my turkey bacon and my egg white, I'll add my blueberries, and I do carb. I do like a whole wheat toast or something like that. I do need my carbs. So I played a video where it's saying that we actually need carbs. I know people think we don't, but we actually need carbs. Hold on.
Do we?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What he said? Hold on. Landon said, hold on. I'm so sorry, Landon. Hold on. I don't missed all his comments. I don't know. He said Stephanie Mill. Hold on, let me see it. I'll put it on the screen. Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan told the truth to the world during their versus battle. Promote healthy. Hold on. Let me see. It's doing what it want to do. Hold on. I'm sorry. Tuskegee. I didn't see the rest of it. I can't see it. I don't know why. And then he put Tuskegee band bonnets and do-rags. Love to hear that. Ooh, Lord. There is a God. There is a God. You know what I have been noticing though? It has been a decrease in the ghetto pet. It has been a decrease in that thing right there, that GP.
Yeah. Because you call them out.
Is that what it is?
Because once you call them out, because they don't think nobody know that, you know. But once you start that pattern, you know that's just them ants underneath there. That's that bacteria that's dancing on your scalp. I saw this girl she was pulled over by a cop one day, and when I said it was hot in Liberty City, right down 62nd and 22nd Avenue. Across from the Caleb Center. No, down on 54.
Okay.
But honey, she was she was just like pounding. I mean, when I say she was going in on her scalp, and it was one of those short pixies, the 27 piece, you know, it was a quick weave.
Oh, Lord.
And she was out there baking in the sun, talking to the officer. Wrong tag. She was literally like sweating. You could see her. She was irritated, and that head just went. Had that itch, and I'm like, girl, you gonna give yourself a concussion with that right there? Like seriously, it's so it's a thing. I know because I've serviced people in the beauty industry. I've serviced clients that may take months to to do their hair. I don't scold them. I don't make them feel bad. You know, I'm here to provide a service. I'm here to detox your scalp, and I just keep it moving. You know how long your extension's been in. I don't remember. I would have to go back to my books. You know what I mean? to
It's
look
a catch 22
to
with that.
say
What's her name? What's her name? Kiyako? 123. What's the name of the product that you use for face type? Face for face that tightens. I'm gonna get it, grab it real quick. Because it's right there. But it's a catch 22 with that because I be like, I don't even know how to sew in hair bad. Because if you sew in hair, you know how they be doing them big. I can't even do it that way. That be my problem. That the clients they be like, "What? My hair's still good. It
first
ain't
of all,
hanging or nothing." Hold up, keep talking, Don. Keep talking.
clients don't the stylist has to sterilize their needles. Just imagine how many clients are punctured with those needles.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that, Don.
Yeah, you prick them in the scalp. You're supposed to get a tetanus shot
What?
because they don't sterilize their needles. You're supposed to sterilize your needle
Yeah,
after each client.
I agree with that.
So
I do.
the needles fall on the ground. They stick them in the pen. Those needles now have points on them. If you notice, they're a lot sharper than they
Yeah.
used to be. And it was like, here, we're gonna give you, they would give you a sewing needle when you purchased hair. And I'm like, I was like, oh, that's great. But when you looked at the needle, it was so sharp. So you were literally, you
Poke
were
yourself.
pricking, yeah, you were pricking yourself and you were pricking the client.
Mhm.
And we all know the first thing they tell you in cosmetology school is when you see blood, you got to shut everything down.
Shut it down.
So
Let me know that doing that.
how many stylists do you think actually shut it down when they have pricked you and themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the needle is contaminated, the thread is contaminated, and you keep sewing.
Mm.
You prick the client, so it just goes on and on and on and on. Just that little thing. And they say, oh no, I'm not. I'm a natural stylist. I'm not doing any chemicals. I'm not doing any of this. You're not even sanitizing. Yeah, you're not doing nothing. You're not even sanitizing your implement.
Stop using the same comb. Where I be watching them like a hawk. I haven't been in somebody's chair in many years. I ain't even gonna
Mhm.
lie. I can't be dealing with the fools, especially being in 305. Now I love y'all. I'm born and raised in the county of Dade. But I tell you, I love my people, but sometimes we be doing a mess. So Kiyako, I hope I'm saying it right. It's called Caudalie. Caudalie. I saw the lady. I watch her content. She got shades. Her name is Janae. I think it's Janae something, and she's selling like her shade glasses. I don't know if you know her, but she's on YouTube. That she fat. One thing y'all gonna know but learn about Dawn now. We love fashion, so I just be Dawn. You would like her too. And but it's called Caudalie. It's Caudalie. And when you put it on, it just you don't even need a lot. It's like a mask, and especially up under my eyes because I was getting bags, and I used it. It's called Mask Instant Detox. So it does all that. So when I was in the shower, I just take a nice damp clean rag and wipe it right on off, and my face feels so good. And they have other things on it, like their moisturizers and stuff like that. That they have like a kit for it or whatnot. But I love it. I really, really love it. So far, so good. Because I've been
Yes,
going through it, but I'm living. I'm in my new place and stuff. I'm just enjoying my life right
I
now.
love that painting in the back.
And I'm getting rid of that one because it's too small. I
What?
gotta move. Yeah, I want him a little bit more bigger. We doing things. We doing things, Don. You are the best. Thank you. You welcome. Wow. Landon say, Landon Price says, "Wow, that thought sterilization was 101." No, sir. No, no. Because you gotta, you know what you gotta remember too, a lot of these hairstylists, if you have somebody like we showed y'all the video where the girl is telling them you don't have to do all that and you could just get your license. I mean, you could just get your, what is it? What did they get? A certificate. That means they don't have any, they're not learning about cleanliness. They're not learning about barbicide. They're not learning about if they cutting your hair, they're not learning
Girl,
about cleaning your
sanitation and sterilization is a whole damn chapter. That
that's
takes
so
that right alone takes 3 months to teach. So that's sanitation and sterilization. So what are you going to teach them about sanitation and sterilization within that's going to affect the craft within that hour? Because your whole entire session is going to be on sanitation and sterilization.
and that's actually on continuing when you have to renew your license and you got
Of
to take
course.
it's
How are
on
you going
that
to keep the public safe? How are you going to keep the public safe? Because not only am I running the client to client, but it's transferred from stylist to client to client to client to client to stylist to client to client to client.
and
Right.
I don't the thing is you need to be more specific. It sounds really harsh, but we are in a world today where people have really terminal illnesses. They got sores in their head. I really don't play with it. You know, you got AIDS, you got all these different things that's going on. If somebody got a sore in their head and they take that comb, they part in the head, they doing all whatever they doing, then you come sit in the chair and you don't see no blue water, no barbicide, because barbicide kills whatever is in it, and it has to be immersed in it. You know, understand what I'm saying? So once you understand that, and I'm looking at you, and I'm going in. Sometimes I wish I was the Caucasian lady, Tabitha. Girl, I would go in them salons and be like, "Sweetie, no, ma'am,
Yes.
get up from there."
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
it's more to just hair. It's so much as a cosmetologist, barber, whoever you are, when you servicing the community. And this goes to show that you don't love yourself, you don't love the business, and you don't love your people because
yeah,
you expose your people to that. You
yeah,
don't care nothing about them. That's how you know when a hairstylist even care about her clients.
yeah,
Because I love I love people. And you decide to come to me and get my business. You're supporting me. Why wouldn't I take care of you on every level? So when you ever know when you go to a nail salon, Don, the first thing you say to me, you're like, "Girl, I like them because it's clean." That's the first thing Don say. She always talk about clean, sanitation, girl, sanitation. You know what I mean? And she pays attention to how they run their business.
yeah,
And as our people, we got this whole protest thing going on, and we got a lot of black people like, "Oh, you know, wealth transfer to the other black person." I'm not transferring none of my wealth. If your business is raggedy, you can talk about me. And I have came from the hood just like everybody else. I understand what it is. It's not about a class with that. It is about the principle of things. Don't expect me to support you because you're black.
right.
You got to have more to the table than just your skin color.
You're going to have to be excellent.
It's like church. It's like
Because it is black excellence out there. There are people that are out there that's doing the work. You know what I mean? And I find them and I support them. And to me it's not a black or white thing, it's a service thing.
yeah.
It's a service thing. I want this particular service, okay? Are you going to respect my dollar? That's when I go out to eat as well. I do support soul food restaurants, and I may not eat it. I may purchase it for somebody who eats it, right? But I would still support the organization. You know what I mean? It's clean. I find a reason, or means to support, but it has to meet my standards. And if it does not, I am not putting my money in there. It's just
Right.
that simple. I work too hard, and I'm not going to support you because you black. And
You
if it's
black.
raggedy, if it's dirty, if the bathroom is not clean, if your customer service sucks,
If you
I'm
fight with
never
your baby daddy on the phone and you have,
right.
I'm not doing
I
it.
am never that hungry.
No.
I'm just not. I'm not in the streets hungry where I pull up and be like, oh my God, this food is the bomb. No.
Wait. And this is coming from a woman that her business has been supported with the black community. And I'm gonna tell you this, Don, every time. I'm gonna read your message right now, Kyoka. I hope I'm saying her name right. Tell me if I'm saying your name right. But there are people that have been to your salon, and that's the one thing that they say they admire. These are people that have money, and they like, listen, black people. And they said one thing about Dawn, she was always professional. The salon was always professional. The environment was good. They could do the hair, they had skills and all that stuff. And he said, we just don't see it, a lot of that anymore. But it is a lot of it. It's just that those people don't have to go no more to the salon. But I've heard that several times about your business. So it's not like you done made it and you doing other race people hair and you're like, oh no, I ain't dealing with no. We black people who believe in black excellence. So that's what it comes down to. So Kyoko says, I cannot find a natural hair stylist in the Bay Area. I no longer do braids due to it pulling on. Hold on. Due to it pulling on this thing moving in the way. Hold on, y'all. Due to it pulling on my edges. Is it really possible to grow edges back? I see baby hairs, but it's taking forever after. Absolutely, it's possible for you to grow back your hair. The fact that you see in that's the new hairs. If you see in the new hairs, that is definitely a sign. It's something Don say all the time. Don, what you say, Don? You say if your nails grow,
your hair grows.
Your hair grow. Because again, you're one body. A lot of us separate and be like, that's my nails, this my body, I got to take medicine, we separate it, but everything is together. So that's just a simple thing when Don says, if your nails grow, your hair grow. And how long the thing that I would say to you, Kyoko, too, is remember how long it took for you to lose that. That it wasn't like you did a one hairstyle and it just came out. It was over time. So it's like you gotta have, I always tell them, you gotta have the patience and you gotta have a regimen and a set and understand how your hair, how to treat your hair going forward to restore your hair. So it's definitely, yes, many people deal with it. It's just whether or not you decide to do the work, which it sounds like you are. Don, you got anything before I show the next thing she put up?
When it comes to braids, everyone applies tension to the hairline area. The braids are either going back, up, forward. And when you're applying false hair, first of all, they're not using human hair. Okay. So they're applying synthetic hair to the most fragile part of the hairline, which is the edges. The hairline is where the scalp and the face marry. Okay. That's where they meet. That is called the hairline area. It is the most fragile. And if you notice, when we were babies, it was always thin as well.
Right.
As we grew into adults, it filled out. But we then go in our youth and apply all these different antics to our hair, edges, hairline area, because it's cheap. They would take a whole pack of hair and stick it on that one little area, hairline area, and then take it and pull it up in a ponytail, right? And you can see it literally coming from the follicle. You can see it. It's red, it's inflamed. Yes, the follicle is literally coming out. It's like a little bulb being plucked out of the roots. And we wonder, so the hair or that hairline area is experiencing trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma, right? Just impact, sudden impact, traction alopecia. It may or it may not grow back. So we continue. We don't give it we don't not do it. We still go to Kiki because Kiki is cheap.
Yes.
Kiki could do the braids for $35. By the time you finish getting your hair done for $35, you don't have no edges. All
No.
your hair is all the way back here your hair is like back here to the crown of your head. By the
Mm-hmm.
time Kiki done with you for
Done.
$35.
Wait a minute, and I'm gonna tell you this: what you notice Don said to the crown of your head, because the pivot point area is here.
Right.
So if you ever notice, the textures are different. The textures are different because it's more fine, like Don said, in the front, and then when you get to that pivot point back, it's more thicker. So it can take a little bit more pressure. But it was very good for you to even ask that question. I don't know if you already have you're working with your, hold on, let me see what you say. They said I had traction alopecia. My doctor took a picture and that was my diagnosis instead of having a dermatologist looking at my scalp. Okay, that's good. So he said it was traction alopecia. So what was the next step? Did you go see do you have a licensed cosmetologist that's did they give you a regimen? Did they give you medicine? What was the outcome of that? I know they diagnosed you, but what was the next step? And then, yes, you're saying it right. Okay, good, Kyoko. I like that name. Yeah, so that's another thing. Oh, let me see. She's saying something else. So, oh, she's laughing at us. Yes, hold on. Let me see what she's saying. Hold on, Kyoko. Yes, been working on it for 4 years now. I also lost more after having my son and getting up there in age. Okay, so I have another question for you because 4 years. This is the next question I'm gonna ask you. Have you did you get your blood work done? Or did they just your doctor did that and you didn't do anything else? Or did they give you a regimen or anything else? Because I understand what you're saying, because it could be a number of things. Good question. I'm proud, and this is the thing too, Don. That I noticed. No, hold on. She did write something. No licensed doctor. She just said use over the counter hair growth. Don, what you always say?
Good
Good
night.
night. Okay, the Bay Area. Okay, so I would advise you, because you're saying you don't have a license. She's not like no license. Wait. The doctor wasn't licensed. Let me make sure I'm understanding this right. Or you're saying the cosmetologist wasn't licensed? Yeah, please, because down here in Miami, they got dentists doing work at their house now. Okay, yes, blood work was done. Good. So, and have you been to a trichologist? Everything looked great with my blood work. According to who? The doctor said your blood work looked okay?
Remember, if I may, she went to the doctor or the dermatologist and they said her hair loss came from traction alopecia. So
Yeah.
traction alopecia is trauma or forced trauma, too much stress on the hairline area. So
Right.
her hair can come back. She doesn't
Mhm.
need a prescription. She
Mhm.
doesn't need what she needs is
A
to
regimen.
stop going to you need a regimen. And what stimulates hair growth is circulation of the scalp.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have to get the blood circulating in that area. The
Mhm.
scalp does not need oil. Okay,
Mhm.
it needs manipulation to have the blood cells and things activated within that area because the hair grows back. And
Right.
you must refrain from stress on that hairline area. That means headbands. Sometimes we put headbands on the scalp or tie our head up, bonnets. with elastic bands that add tension to the scalp or the
Right.
frontal area of the head. You must refrain from any frontal tension
Mm-hmm.
and just regular scalp manipulations. They have even the scalp manipulating what do you call it? Those little hands
Mm-hmm.
and beads and things like that. But if your nails grow, your
Your hair grows.
your hair grows.
Kyoko, the other thing is too, is I would suggest, because he said that the blood work looked great, I would suggest you go to a trichologist and let them look at your blood work as well, so they could be able to determine. It could be, that's why I say it could be a number of things. Now, if you just had your son, you lose your hair. Your hair goes into what's that? The telogen stage, and it's a lot of shedding that happens, especially after postpartum and things like that. So I think
Yes.
it takes up to, is it a year that you'll notice it's shedding a lot. I'm glad the blood work came back good. That means it's not a medical issue like Don pointed out. But I would advise you to seek out a trichologist, and they have they have scalp therapy, like Don was talking about. There's therapy things you could do at home that they would teach you. They also have like red light, what is it called, Don? Red light services as well. It could be a number of things, but let them go, and if you can, seek out a black. I know it sounds bad, y'all. Please forgive me. Seek out somebody that is, if they're not black, but they are known, and especially
Knowledgeable.
they're knowledgeable.
And then you yourself have to do your own research in terms of your skin type, your skin condition, before you subject your skin to further harm, because your skin may be entirely too sensitive for ultraviolet rays,
Right.
right? Your skin may be extremely sensitive to gels that they may use to tighten the skin, or
Mhm.
the process that it takes, the procedure. The process of the procedure may bring more harm to your skin than helping it. So you yourself have to do your own research in
Mhm.
terms of what you're applying and intaking into your body. And remember, the hair grows from within.
Right.
It,
Right.
you know, it grows from within. So it's what you feed your body from within. Are you getting the proper rest? Are you eating? Are you participating in a healthy diet?
Mhm.
Are you doing the best that you can to produce a healthy head of hair? A
Right.
healthy head of hair is the fruit of your labor.
Okay, so she's saying I've used banana oil. Never heard of that. Jamaican castor oil almost every day. I've been natural for 10 years, and also now weaves and braids for 6 years. So you're not doing braids and weaves, right? Sorry, trying to type fast. She said, "Girl, my doctor was black." I definitely understand. The reason why I said to a trichologist, because not everything they recommend is going to be a supplement. They'll be able to examine your scalp and see where you are, because your hair is growing back, as you stated. So they'll be able to um give you different techniques, and they'll be able to read the blood work, like I said, as well, and tell you whether or not it could be something that you're eating that you're not even supposed to be eating. You know what I'm saying? That kind of go against, because some people think like, oh, I eat chicken and fish, and your blood type, you may not supposed to be even taking that in. So it's a lot of things that can be the issue, but that's the first thing that I would definitely tell you to do, because you see, you got the banana oil and the castor oil and all those different things, but you don't know if that's helping you or hindering you. You know what I'm saying? So allow a trichologist or a licensed cosmetologist that has that skill set and understanding, that they be able to assess your scalp. That means they're gonna put they got a machine, they're going to look at your scalp, they're going to be able to discuss your scalp with you and tell you everything that's needed and what you can do. They're going to give you a regimen. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to take supplements and pills, or a lot of people think like, oh, What's the thing they doing now, Don? I see that a lot on there. What's the thing? The drops, and they think that they hair grow back and then they grow a beard.
The scalp does not need oil.
Yeah, but what's the stuff that they putting on it, Don? You know what I'm talking about? They do use it in hair loss. I always forget this. Minoxidil. Yeah, so people are like, you know what you're doing,
Rogaine.
like Rogaine and stuff.
Rogaine is, if you need to use Rogaine every day, it has to be applied on a daily basis, regularly, in order to stimulate hair growth. So you don't want anything that's you need to take daily to produce what it is that you need. And it really, oil is not for the scalp.
Mm-mm.
Oil is not for the scalp. Okay, I know that's what we do or we grew up doing with the
That's like Blue Magic.
the Blue Magic grease and the cocoa butter and shea butter and all that kind of stuff. Grease is not what is supposed to go into the hair. So we've evolved from that state. And a lot of times we don't leave the culture. A lot of things you need to, you're supposed to leave behind. You don't oil. The hair needs moisture. That is something within a cream base. It's a cream base, just like you would put on lotion. Lotion and baby oil does two different things from the body. You're gonna slip, you're gonna slide when you use baby oil. When you use lotion, lotion is gonna absorb into the body. When you use moisture on the hair shaft itself, it's gonna absorb into the shaft. It's gonna absorb. The molecular weight of lotion are lighter than the molecular weight of oil. Oil is going to sit on top of the cuticle and weigh it down. The molecular weight of oil is heavy. So it just serves as a magnet, which collects dust and lint onto the hair. And now you have the oil all on your skin, which is making you greasy and making you break out. So just something as simple as those oils that we think we need, right? Because we grew up on it.
Well, Kyoko, I'm gonna say this. Even Rogaine, they did the doctor tell you how much, which one you're supposed to get? Like they have like a 5%, like they tell you what you can and can't use. That's what I was gonna say, because I see a lot of people on social media and on social media, and they just like, and I know you just asked, can we tell you what to recommend? But that's why I said you need to even the doctor or whatever. It's not like you just take Rogaine. It's a certain percentage that they're gonna take a look at your blood work and different things like that to suggest the amount. You understand? Yeah. So it's a percentage. That's why I never recommend to people, because I see them on there. Some black girl, I told you about the Spanish girl was showing she was using a minoxidil, and then she kept showing it, and then the next thing you know, the girl had a whole full beard. And I had to go on there. I'm like, Lord, geez, this girl looked like she was about 17. I had to put on there, listen.
Yeah, it produces hair, and it doesn't know where to produce hair on the body.
Right. So you got to be mindful of that. She didn't say. So that's something you want to contact her and say, hey, Rogaine is fine. And then the reason why I keep talking about a trichologist or a licensed cosmetologist that understands, because when you're taking things like that, like the Rogaine that she told you to, and she gives you the actual percentage that you should be applying, and she should be able to tell you how often you should be applying it. It's like a prescription in a sense, right? But when you put those type of things in your hair, or the shampoos and different things like that, it can raise the pH balance of your hair. Your hair is supposed to be at between a 4.5 and a 5.5, right? The pH balance. So then you have to have some type of regimen. So when you're applying that, you know what I'm saying, your hair is not alkaline. Does that make sense, Don? What I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So
the alkaline and the acid.
Yeah, she didn't say. So you definitely need that. Oh, wow. We don't need a beard. Yes, honey. So that's the other thing. Don is absolutely right. Rogaine, minoxidil. If your doctor said Rogaine, she should be able to explain to you. And this is where I come from with this. That's why I say make sure it's a Black doctor. And then even if it is a Black doctor, they have to be very knowledgeable and understand and looking at your blood work and things like that to be able to say this. And then you just don't give the baby the pew pew. You got to show them what to do with it. You know what I mean? So now that should follow behind a regimen. This is what you need to do. You need to have a hydrating shampoo behind that. It's steps to it, so that it's not just the drops, and it does grow your hair. You will see it. I'm gonna tell you something. I worked in hair club for men back in the early 2000s, right? And I was over the women side, and we were doing a treatment, Don, and a little bit of minoxidil got on my nail, and I don't know why my neck scratched, and I scratched it. And do you know it's a strand out of there? One strand. What? Yeah, so I'm really, I don't be playing with that stuff. The sad thing is she retired, and all the doctor they have are all Asians. Well, then that means you may not be able to go in your area. You're gonna have to do some research. You may have to travel outside. That's another thing I notice. When I'm talking to clients, when I'm doing the coaching, they'll be like, "Well, it's nobody here." I said, "Do you like they have a bad hairstylist that everybody in the town go to?" And I'd be like, "Well, can you drive outside?"
Can I have another one?
Huh?
Can I have another one?
Are you talking to hubby?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I don't want to be messing around with this thing, and it has like 30 messages.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. But like I said, Kyoko, you may have to do your research and to find that, because I know it's 4 years, you should see more. So it might be something that's not being done. And once you start doing that, you will see the difference, because your hair is letting you know it gave you new hair. Yeah. Baby hair is the new hair. So it's just a matter of you taking or finding the right trichologist or a licensed cosmetologist that can give you a regimen and show you how to get your hair back on the track where you can restore your hair. All right. We have been on here 2 hours and 17 minutes, Don. I really like that though, because people get to, see.
We could always come in. We could always come in midday.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing the middle of the week. Not sure when, maybe Wednesday or something like that. Dawn and I have to discuss that, because Dawn is a very busy woman. All right. And so with that being said,
I'm in the studio today.
For priceless information. Absolutely, Landon Price. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys like, share. We will see you back most definitely next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, maybe sometime this week, we may do a pop-up. So please make sure you follow us, subscribe. We really appreciate the questions. I love this type of forum, because we're helping our people. And the only reason why your hair isn't restored or you're having these issues is because we lack knowledge and we're afraid to figure it out. I don't know why. Yeah. And that's not just our people. That's a lot of people that do that. But this is what Beauty Pioneers here for. This is you dealing with how many years? I'm at 26. Where you at? You at 30?
35.
So y'all add that up. So that's how much experience you have on this platform. And
over 50 years.
Yep. And we're still doing continue education. Okay. So we're continuing to learn and to understand so we can be able to help and bless you guys. All right. I pray that this live has blessed you all. Don, we love you to pieces. My beauty partner. And guys, we will see you later this week. All right.
Take care.